So whenever we're talking about aggregate demand, the thing we have to remember is that aggregate demand refers to output. So aggregate demand is essentially Y. And so anything that influences our national income product accounts, right, our NEPA definition of GDP, is going to increase or decrease aggregate demand. So if there's an increase in consumption, that's going to shift my aggregate demand outwards. If there's a decrease in consumption, that's going to shift my aggregate demand inwards. Same thing with investment spending, same thing with government spending, same thing with my net exports, right? We can unpack this to get my exports minus my imports. So we can say if my exports increase, my aggregate demand shifts out. And if my imports increase because it comes into play negative, that means my aggregate demand is going to shift inwards. One of the other parts that happens with aggregate demand, so this is kind of our first set of shifters. Our second shifter that we have are expectations about the future, which I guess is redundant because you can't really have expectations about the present, but you know, when you feel more confident about the future, you tend to consume more, right? If you think that doomsday was right around the corner, you're going to draw back on all your discretionary spending. Same thing with business confidence, right? If business confidence is high, firms spend more on investment. So this expectation about the future comes into play not just in our consumption, but also in our investment equation. And then conversely, you know, if business confidence drops, investment spending is going to decline. So we'll do one quick shift of aggregate demand, and then we'll pop over to our Kahoot testing our understanding of aggregate demand and aggregate supply dynamic shifts. Dynamics or shifts. Today's the day of redundancy, apparently.